Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Friday Night Lights. On this occasion, we got another special artist. Actually, it's the face of a band, and the name of the band is Chucky Mota. They're fresh and coming up straight out of Long Beach.
Yep.
And when the face here, his name is Joe, and Joe is really excited to be here, guys. Welcome. Joe, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good, man.
Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. It's a pleasure. As always, we're all about supporting the local artists. And, we make it a goal to get their voice out to you guys and make you guys more familiar with their act. So, yeah, man. How you been? How was the drive over here? Was it far or?
It's 10 minutes, man.
Really?
I live Cherry in Del Amo, so it was nice and easy.
No way. Okay.
Yeah,
Did you,
man.
you rode a bike over here? Or?
Nah, I just brought the Jeep over here.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Found
glad.
a parking spot, thank God.
Hey, but is it like one of those small Jeeps or one of the
Wrangler.
big Jeeps? Wrangler.
Yeah, so I can fit in anywhere, you know.
Yeah, those are really dope, man. That was good. And did you grow up in Long Beach or
No, I
tell
grew up.
us about where you grew up?
I was born in Philly, and then Philly to Jersey, then back to Philly, then Miami, then Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Now Long Beach. So I'm all fucked up, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I'm from anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in those type of cases, you tend to have a broader like mind just to think about more
sure.
shit. Like
Well,
it opens your mind though, like traveling, right?
I was just telling somebody earlier, when I moved to Miami, I worked at this hotel, and there was, in Jersey, I knew like 4 Mexican guys.
Okay.
And they looked like Mexican guys, you know?
Okay.
And then I get to Miami, and there's white people speaking Spanish, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And somebody told me they were Argentinians, and I'm like, what the fuck is Argentina? So it was like, I learned shit, you know?
Definitely. Because like different like concentrations of different people from different parts of the world, they congregate in different like states, right?
Yeah, well,
like,
Miami, in Jersey and Philly, all you had was white, black, and Puerto Ricans.
right.
And then those 4 Mexican guys.
In the whole state.
Yeah. But then when I got to Miami, I'm seeing all this other stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So it was good, man.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
and
that's when I got into reggaeton and all that shit.
okay,
You know?
no.
You can't be in Miami and not be into that.
Reggaeton. I feel it, man. And how long have you been out here now in Long Beach?
4
Cali?
years. It'd be 4 years November.
Cool, man. How you liking the Cali weather?
When I moved out here, it was cold. When
I
I left Houston, Texas, it was hot. And then I got here and I was like, this sucks. Everybody said it was nice out here.
Yeah.
It was cold and it was dark, but yeah, it's good. It's not the best. The best weather is Miami.
Is that where you felt it was the best so
Yeah,
far?
because it's 80 all year round, man.
Damn.
It
How
never
long were you
gets
there?
cold. 4 years.
4 years. So you got like a 4-year term, like a president.
I know, I'm ready to go here
You're
soon.
ready
man.
to go.
Yeah. Seems like it's 4 years. It was 4 years in Houston, Texas. I don't know. My time's running out here.
Yeah, that's cool, man. How was it like growing up in Philly though? Like up to what age were you there? And if you could tell us a story of what it's like growing up in Philly.
I don't really remember, man. I left when I was 7.
Oh shit.
And I don't really remember. It was like my family was from Northwest Philly, which is just like white trash. It's Irish and Italian white trash, you know?
Oh shit.
So I would go to like relatives' places, and I didn't like it because I was like, damn, these people are white trash, you know?
Like you could recognize.
I could recognize
that at
it.
7.
I was 7, but I was like, fuck, they're white trash. I guess I am too.
Damn.
So I didn't really like it too much, no.
Yeah. So you're happy to actually leave then?
Hell
man.
yeah, I wanted to get out, man. Same with Jersey. I didn't like Jersey either.
Cool, man. And after being in all these places, obviously, you find your passion for music. Like, what age would you say you got into music, or music got into you?
I always loved music. Music and film. I always loved music when I was a little kid. The first CD I ever bought, Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill, bro.
That was the first CD I ever bought.
God. Beastie Boys.
I love Beastie Boys, man. In my hometown in Jersey, I was from like a beach town, it was an island. And it was all white people, you know, and those 4 Mexican guys. And it was Beastie Boys, Sublime, and 311 growing up. So that's all that got played there. Yeah. So what's crazy is growing up, I listened to a ton of Sublime, and then to move to Long Beach, you know?
Yeah. Man.
Beasties were huge, though. I don't think Beasties get the credit they deserve as being like one of the greatest rap groups of all time.
Yeah, what makes you say that?
That they don't get the credit?
Yeah, that they don't get the credit.
Because when do you ever hear them on the list? I never hear them listed.
You don't?
No. And I think maybe it's because they blurred genres too and they made rock and punk and stuff like that. But Beasties were originators, man. I mean, without them, they started Def Jam with Run DMC. Run DMC, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J. So
yeah,
no,
they were huge, and they were running the game back then.
Yeah,
they're like the first official like big white boy rappers, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. That's why they blew up. And Russell Simmons was smart as shit, man. He knew that rap was going to be a big deal, but if he could get white dudes rapping, that would be huge, you know. So he was smart, man. Yeah, they were huge.
They're pioneers, of their race, obviously in that genre. So. And they were loud, you know what I mean? Yes. They spoke on political shit and, actual like themes that were going on with society. And even just like music in general back in that era was more like, real things about life and society and politics. And, they were really getting their voice heard out.
Yeah, man. Not anymore. These guys aren't talking about anything.
No, they're not. And it's sad, but it's the sad truth right now. And so tell us, like, what's one of your main philosophies, maybe with life or with music, that you really like to live by?
I think you got to be genuine, and that's my problem with music today. Is it's not genuine. It's very phony. I think all these artists are very phony, and when you're not phony, you can fucking spot it.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's growing up. How old are you?
31.
I'm 32. Okay, so it's the same time.
Yeah.
Those artists seemed. Even if they weren't doing the shit, they sold it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep was, and then the pictures came out of Prodigy where he was dressed like a ballerina and shit like that. But you were still scared of Mobb Deep. They still seemed like they might not kill you, but they know a dude who would kill you.
Yeah.
But these guys now, man, they're just pussies and stuff. It's all very phony these days.
Yeah, very colorful.
Yeah.
Obviously the dress, code changed big time. And just like pop culture, it all got blended in. And
when I think it changed? I was just telling somebody this. I was in Miami at the time. I think it changed with Rick Ross. When he got outed as being a CO and nobody cared, it didn't end his career. 10 years before that, if you were a rapper and you got outed as a CO, your career's done. But he was such a hit maker, people didn't care. I cared. I stopped listening to him. I'm like, he's lying. Yeah. But nobody gave a shit, Yeah. People don't care about authenticity anymore.
As long as you're selling and the numbers are coming in, it's like they don't. It's like this guy 6ix9ine, you know what I mean?
Yes.
A lot of people stop fucking with him, but a lot of people still fuck with him.
That's hard to believe. I was just thinking that the other day. Is anybody still listening to that guy?
Yeah. And now he's doing the crossover with reggaeton, right? Now he's doing the Spanish thing because it's just a big market, obviously to sell to.
That's the other thing now is it's all monkey see, monkey do, whatever it takes off. Justin Bieber dropped that, what's it called? Despacito or something? That Spanish song that he did.
He was on.
But now everybody's doing it. Everybody's got a Spanish song,
Yeah.
And it's very phony. It's not. I heard Drake rapping in fucking Spanish.
Yep.
And it's like, he didn't write that because he can't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
But it's very phony. That's why I love Sublime, and that's why I think Sublime is so beloved in Long Beach. Because they were very authentic. And Bradley, the lead singer and the writer and everything, Bradley was making entire songs in Spanish 25 years ago. And he wasn't doing it to be cool. He was doing it because he was fluent in Spanish. Right. And he was talking to the people of Long Beach. It was genuine.
That was genuine.
And now it's not. Now it's, hey, we wrote this verse for you in Spanish. Do it so it's going to sell. Because
it's going to sell. Yeah. And actually, like, I was checking out this statistic showing that right now, as of 2019, the top 10, let's say the top 10 music videos on YouTube, 7 of those are Spanish.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
2 of them are South Korean, and 1 of them is English. It's all actual American artists. Yeah. And that's where the numbers don't lie, and that's why they're like, well, we got to jump on this, because it's only getting bigger, so...
And I'm okay with it but I just like authenticity. That's my big thing. Going back to one of your previous questions.
Hey, cheers to authenticity, man. I like
if
that.
it's not, man, I just don't want any part of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear Drake, and you're talking about like phony, I just heard a Drake song the other day, and he's acting like hard in the song. And I'm like, Drake would shit himself if I pop my shirt off and step to him, you know? But it's just very phony, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nobody cares anymore, dude.
Oh, well, he has some big old bodyguards that
Yeah,
he don't
they'll
have to
fuck
get.
me up.
Yeah, he don't gotta get his hands dirty.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why they think they're hard. And it's like that one time Lil Wayne got caught out here slipping, you know, and
Yeah. Was that Spider Loke?
Spider Loke,
Yeah.
from the block where I live on 97, East Coast Crips, and they caught him. They surrounded his truck, told him to step out.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't stepping out, you know what I mean? And
yeah, man.
they made him feel like a pussy. Yeah, Spider Loke, you know your shit.
But is he still Spider Loke? Kind of got played, didn't he?
Well, yeah, he got in G Unit West, and then he was too hard. He was too gangster, like real street gangster, and they just weren't gonna have that because they were scared. They got scared of the shit of how he got down.
Yeah,
you know. So
I was trying to remember the other day. Who was the other dude in G Unit West? He was a Crip too, wasn't he? It was Spider Loke. Well, I'm thinking of 40 Glock.
Okay.
40 Glock was the other dude in G Unit West. He's the one I said got played.
Gotcha.
That's when Game ran up on him or something.
Yeah, and then
Spider Loke he's the real fucking deal, isn't he?
He's real. And he's still out there making music. Yeah. He had this other partner, Snoopy Blue.
Yeah, I remember the name.
Yeah, and he was also I see him every now and then.
Now who's this kid Blueface I keep hearing about?
Blueface.
You know that guy?
Yeah, man, we were just talking about it at work. I'm like, why are you on this guy's nuts, man?
I heard he's terrible.
Yeah, what does he do? Because I think I saw him like music video or something like that, or on some list of some shit.
I don't know why he's going up, bro. Like,
yeah, he's bad, right?
Yeah, he's really bad.
But they're all bad. That's the problem.
Yeah, like Lil Nas X type. You know what I mean?
Even the kid's name is a joke. He just took Lil Nas and DMX. Like, Jesus Christ. That's like me being called Vanilla Search Snow, you know? Man.
Yeah, and that's what creativity is. And it's basically taking things that have worked and meshing them together to make this new thing that's actually just three different things that already existed.
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
even the names suck these days.
Yeah, it's nothing real no more. All right, cool. So, what led you to actually want to perform music though? Like you loved it. You obviously big fan of the the grunge movement, and what got you into like, hey, I want to do this. I want to perform. I want to write music, compose.
I was doing acting and film for a long time.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, that's why I moved out here. And I just got tired. I was doing it for like 10 years. And it was one of those things where I always said if I wasn't doing this, I would do music. And then I just lost my love for that stuff, for the acting and the film. And honestly, we have a song on our EP and SoundCloud called I Get Why Your Ex Is Left. And that's about this chick that I dated like 2 years. No, I didn't date her, but I hooked up with her a couple years ago.
Hold on. You said it's guess why your ex is left?
I get why your ex is left.
I get why your ex is left.
And I got into music because of that chick. Because that girl was not into film. She didn't watch movies. So I was like,
Was that out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, well, so no matter how big of a movie star I am, this girl's never going to see one of my movies. Damn. But she loved music. So I was like, well, if I can make music, she'll see me that way, you know?
Yeah.
So I really got into music to get that girl, kind of.
Oh, shit.
But she's...
Classic. Classic.
Hey, that's the story.
You got it, man. That's the story right there.
But now I hate her guts. She's the worst fucking girl I've ever met. That's why I made that song kind of get... But it all worked out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You made a hit out of it.
Yeah,
And, she actually sparked you on a new venture.
That's true. I owe her.
Yeah.
As terrible as she is, I owe her.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, we meet people in life that we don't know the real purpose till after they're gone. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's funny. That was one where I was like, what the fuck? Why did I go? This girl was the worst thing I ever met, you know?
Yeah.
But she got me into making music just to fucking impress her.
Yeah. And see, I'm a believer that every single person that you will ever come across has a gift for you. But it's like up to you to find what that gift is.
I got a couple I'm trying to figure out what the gift is, man.
Yeah. And we all do. And yet they're there. Like
I don't know. I don't see it just yet.
Yeah. No, it don't trust me. It takes time sometimes. But with that in mind, tell us about any projects you got going on. Like, what is it's Chucky Mota is the band, right? Your band, Chucky Mota. You guys can follow Chucky Mota at Chucky Mota on Instagram.
No, the Instagram is actually at Joe Damian Music.
At Joe Damian Music?
Yeah, I fucked up. I should have called it Chucky Mota, but now I think it's too late, isn't it?
Nah, you can change your
handle. You can change it?
Yeah, you can change your handle.
I didn't know if you could change it.
Yeah. Facebook, you can't change it.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe you can now, actually.
You could, too.
Yeah, you can now.
Yeah.
You didn't used to be able to. But
I
now
should probably do that to make
you
it.
Should.
But then again, I printed up like 500 stickers that say Joe Damian Music. So until those are gone, I gotta keep that handle.
Oh shit. Yeah, okay. Yeah. At Joe Damian Music.
Yeah.
So tell us what's the latest and greatest with.
We got the EP called Long Beach, Texas. It's a 6-track EP that's it's on Spotify and iTunes and everything.
Long Beach, Texas.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and so we've been playing from that. There's 2 tracks on that were just like drum loops that I sampled and just fucked with them and everything. We play those live now with instruments, and they're so much better live. So we're about to get in the studio in 2 weeks and redo those with instruments and all that.
Dope.
And we got 2 new tracks called Southgate and Sniff 2 Lines that we're going to cut to. Sniff 2 Lines is like an homage to Sublime Smoke 2 Joints.
Dope.
So yeah. So the EP's up and just working on some new stuff. In a couple of days, I'll have a new song on SoundCloud called "I Get Why Your Ex Is Left Too."
Okay. Now hold on.
A crazier girl.
I had to ask, like, how did that get inspired? Like, you did part 1. We know part 1.
Part 1 was the girl who I thought was the worst girl I ever met until a few months ago when I found a girl who topped her somehow. Wow. I thought it was impossible.
Yeah.
But this chick is actually, this one is not bad. Like, I don't hate her. She actually called me 2 nights ago from No Caller ID.
Booty call?
No, just to fuck with me.
Just
I think.
To fuck with your
she was
head.
asking me. I haven't talked to her in a month. She's asking me.
Not that head. That head.
Yeah. She was asking me to send a dick pic, and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I think I'm getting set up right now.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be on Instagram later. So
damn, you're smart on that one.
I know.
Yeah.
Normally I would fire away. You don't even have to ask.
I feel you. Yeah.
But this one seemed like a setup. So yeah, I wrote that song. That was one day I was just like I was talking to her. She wanted me to get a tattoo of her. And I'm like
of her face or her name?
Her name.
Oh.
Cause I think she dated dudes who did get her name tattooed. But
she's like stamping them, like branding them.
But they weren't as good looking as me. So
okay.
I'm not gonna get that shit on me.
Yeah.
So the one day I was like, damn, I gotta write a song about this. And I was like, well, I'll do it like the vibe of I Get Why Your Ex Is Left. And then from there it was just, well, why don't I just do a sequel called I Get Why Your Ex Is Left Too? And use the same music, but this is different. We added a electric guitar, distorted guitar. It's different than the first one. It's harder, it's louder. But yeah, so that was I like this one a lot. I Get Why Your Ex Is Left Too. That'll be on SoundCloud in a few days.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's a few days? Give us a date.
Probably I should have it. It's done. I've added some turntable scratching to it. Okay. I just kind of mix it a little bit, so it should be up by Monday. Let's say Monday.
Cool. And the 6-track EP, what's your date to release that?
It's already out.
Oh, it is already
out. It's on iTunes and Spotify and all that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so check out my guys Chucky Mota on SoundCloud, and the name of the EP is Long Beach, Texas. So yeah, I'm actually gonna look for that.
Yeah.
Because I saw you get down on Instagram, and it looks like you're definitely passionate when you're up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always into people that express real emotions when they're up on the stage, because that's how you connect most with people, and people know you're not fake. Because that's fake or real is a vibe, that people give off. You could feel it right away. So
yeah, you gotta have fun up on stage.
Yeah, energy, man.
The thing is, you don't even have to be the best band. I don't care. I go into every show. I want to be the best band, but I don't care if we're not the best band.
Musically.
Yes.
Musically.
But yeah. I want you as an audience member to say we were your favorite.
Yeah.
So we played a show like a month ago in downtown LA, and these people came up to me afterwards, this guy and this girl, and they were like, it was 20 bands that day, and they were like, we were towards the end, and they came up to me and they were like, you were our favorite band today. So we might not have been the best band, but that to me is more important to make that connection, you know?
So, okay, how did that make you feel? Like, you probably had about how many were in the audience when you guys played, would you say?
30 people.
So out of 32 people, let's say 2 people walked up to you and told you they were your favorite. How did that make you feel?
It's very weird to me. It's very humbling because I'm such a cocky guy.
Okay.
But when people say something, I get shy. I don't
like
know if
a
that
compliment,
makes sense.
like that type of a compliment.
Yeah. Like I could walk into a bar and be like, I'm the best motherfucker here, you know? But if a girl says to me, "You're the best guy here," I get shy. I'm like, "Oh, I'm not." You know?
It's a mindset. It's a mindset.
Yeah,
for sure.
I talk a lot of shit, but it is humbling when people say that stuff, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I know where you're coming from,
Yeah.
and you know, it's real cool, like, you know, to get admired, you know what I mean? It's definitely humbling. Yeah.
But it's cool, yeah, for sure.
It's cool, no doubt. See, like, I when I perform like rap music, you know, I don't care if there's thousands of people, but if one person out of that crowd will come up to me and tells me something like that, I feel like I did my job.
I totally agree. Yeah, that's why a lot of times I prefer smaller venues because you make a better connection with people.
Right on.
If you're playing a full room, a lot of times people aren't really paying attention. They're having their own conversations. Yeah. I'd rather play to 6 people who are watching me.
With the same energy as if you were, you know, playing a big show.
Yeah, because they feel like you're playing for them.
Right.
And those are the people who follow you on Instagram, who go to your SoundCloud because you made that connection with them. They felt like you gave a shit about them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because and you're right, because I've seen people perform in front of small crowds and seen the same person perform in front of big crowds and their energy was totally different. Mm-hmm. And you know, as an artist, you should never do that. You should always be you. Mm-hmm. You know, whatever that is, bring out the best of you in front of 2 people, in front of 1,000 people, because then you're not being true to who you are. You know what you stand for, and that gets around, man. The word travels fast.
Oh yeah, for
you know
sure.
What I mean, and it's your reputation.
Yeah.
So, how long has Chucky Mota been around now?
Probably like a year and a half, I think. I'd say. When I wanted to get into the music stuff, I reached out to my buddy Coleman Cox, who's my guitarist, and I've known him for like 8 years. We used to do stand-up comedy in Houston, Texas together.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you did stand-up comedy?
I did, yeah.
Man.
So and we had shot videos and stuff too. So Coleman, I'll forever be grateful to him because I reached out to him and I was like, I want to make music, dude. He was a killer guitarist. He still is. He's fucking amazing. And he would come to my apartment on weekends and crash with me the whole weekend and we'd work on stuff. And I didn't know shit about making music.
Do you play any instrument?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I can
vocalist only.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he would come over and he was very patient with me and I didn't know anything. I mean, I didn't know about staying in keys, you know, anything. I didn't know how to carry a tune. I'm still not a good singer, but I got fucking charisma.
Right. You know? Right.
But I owe that dude because he would sit with me and we would just work on music all weekend. He never lost patience with me. And he was, I mean, our chemistry is incredible. We made that song Sniff 2 Lines. We banged that out in 20 minutes last Sunday. I brought him I had the lyrics written and I sang the first verse with the melody and he just picked up his guitar and he fucking put it together. I was like, that's it, dude. So me and him, we work really well together. We've known each other for so long.
And that's true. It's who you work with also. Obviously, you can't do these type of projects on your own. Yeah. Like, it's just way too much. Even if you could, like, your mind will be scattered trying to focus on so many different things that, you know, in the end, the final product, it won't be as good as, you know, when 2 or more humans get together, right? They make some amazing works happen. Actually, I was on the conversation earlier on the phone with somebody, and this person is a very wise person. You know, he studies a lot of metaphysical and esoteric, you know, work and things like that. And he was just telling me about the power of working with like-minded individuals, right? Because you could work with somebody that doesn't think like you, and you guys probably won't get the best work done. You know what I mean? But when two like-minded individuals get together, they could bang out some hots. Yeah. I mean, some hot shit or some hits. Yeah. Or, I'm trying to say. So.
Yeah, we've known each other for 8 years, and I don't even really know the guy.
What do you mean?
Like we're not
Like-
we don't like know each other's background and shit.
Okay.
We mostly just talk about music and stuff like that. So it's not like, but that's all we need, you know?
Yeah.
Is that music connection. We do that very well. And it's like, other than that, we don't really know each other. That's fine.
That's dope.
You know?
Yeah. So, all right, a hypothetical or whatever. If you could sit down for 2 hours and have a drink with any music artist, living or dead, who would you want to have that sit down drink with?
I would say Hank Williams. Hank Williams is the greatest country singer of all time.
Hank Williams.
Yeah, he's a legend, man. He died at 29.
Wow.
He was the first rock star, man. These guys now who think they're rock stars, they're not rock stars. Hank Williams was a rock star. He was the first rock star.
What year? Do you happen to know what year he died?
50, I believe, 1950.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And he
You
was,
go way back.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
and he's probably one of the greatest songwriters of all time. And that dude was just, he was genuine, man. Like his song, Your Cheating Heart. He did Your Cheating Heart. That's a huge song.
Yeah.
I don't know. His other big songs are eluding me, but he lived that shit, man. Like he was so bad. He was such a bad alcoholic that they wouldn't let any alcohol near him. So like one time he was in a hotel and he called down the room service. He said, can you bring me tomato juice? And they brought him tomato juice. And then later he called down. He waited a little bit so they wouldn't think anything. And he said, I need some rubbing alcohol. Got something. They brought him the rubbing alcohol. He mixed rubbing alcohol and tomato juice together and drank that. That's what a bad alcoholic he was.
That is.
But he was the real fucking deal, man. Like his heartache and stuff like that. He was just a genius. He used to say, if a song takes you more than 30 minutes to write, it's not a good song.
Damn.
Yeah, he'd bang them out, man. And he made, guy, 29. But I always thought that was amazing. Like, he died at 29, so he never had time to make shitty music. Because a lot of artists have their period where they make shitty music.
Yeah.
He didn't. He was making music from like 24 to 29. So all he made was hits. He never had a lull in his career.
Damn.
I think that's kind of the perfect scenario.
Well, yeah, I mean, what would his career been like if had he,
Yeah.
kept going?
He might have made some shitty music, but he didn't.
What cut his life short? Like what?
Died. He died on January 1st on New Year's Day. His body gave out
From all that fucking
alcohol and drugs. Yeah. So he was the real deal, man. So I would love to talk to him, pick his brain.
Fuck yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would take he's one of your idols then that you look up to.
Yeah, man. Musically, for sure. He was
Yeah.
good.
Other than that, who are other idols or music acts that you really look up to? Other than you already mentioned some.
Beastie Boys, Sublime, for things that they've done. Beastie Boys because they're just such pioneers, and the different sounds that they made on like Check Your Head and Ill Communication and everything. Dr. Dre would be a fun one to talk to because he's such a smart dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Both
And he
musically
thinks
and business.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the differences between the artists now and rap. And you have artists like Dr. Dre, Scarface. When Scarface was making The Diary, which is probably his best album, he said before making that album, all he was listening to was like Smashing Pumpkins and alternative rock.
Oh shit.
And that gave him a different perspective musically, The problem now is like rappers now grew up listening to Gucci Mane, who's already shitty. And I like Gucci Mane, but he sucks. Yeah. So your idol is a guy who already sucks. So how shitty are you going to be? You know what I mean?
That's sad.
So you had guys like Dr. Dre and Scarface and even Jay-Z who listen to different genres. You have to listen to different genres.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Dr. Dre can play music. He can play the guitar. He can play the piano. And that just makes him so great musically. That's why he's probably the greatest producer of all time.
Right. That's deep. Yeah, I mean, having the whole scope, like I love music, in general, about Spanish, English, it doesn't matter, right? And it just opens your mind up, both musically and lyrically, and different ways of expressing and getting your message out there and rhythms. And now, like, we were talking about a little bit earlier, is that it's about creating a product versus a musical, masterpiece.
Yeah.
Now, let's create a product that sells. That's first and foremost. Then comes the music.
Mhm.
You know, if we could add some music to that, cool. But if not, then it doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's really, really manufactured now, like robot type shit.
Mhm.
You know.
You know who I didn't like, but I just got his last album because I liked the one track on it, is Post Malone.
Okay.
I wasn't a fan, but then he dropped that song with Ozzy Osbourne, Take What You Want. And I like that new album, and I like that there's some different genres going on that album too. And I've heard he's good live, where he'll pick up a guitar and go out on stage and play Sublime and shit
No
like
shit.
that.
Okay.
So I give him credit for having some different taste musically, you know?
Yeah. And those type of acts, I mean, to me, it seems like they last longer. I mean,
Yeah, he's a kid who could probably stay if he wants to. I don't think he really wants to. I think he wants to make his money and get out, which is fine too.
Yeah. Because a lot of them are like one-trick ponies. You know what I mean? You can only do one thing, and once that tires out, like you're pretty much done.
Yeah.
And a lot of hit wonders, you know. Motherfuckers that come, do one hit. What happened to that one guy that did that one song that was a hit?
Shit, I was listening to Mims, This Is Why I'm Hot, the other day.
Hey, what happened to Mims?
Yeah, where's Mims at these days, man?
Yeah.
That was a monster song.
It was.
But that was it.
That was it.
I think he put out one more song after that, but it was shit.
Well, I
Who
mean,
cares?
that was it. That's all he's remembered for.
But you know what? I'd be fine with that.
Well, a lot of them, that's what they want. I just want a one-hit wonder, and now I'm good, you know. And they'll do it, and they're good.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like somebody was saying that I'm like, they were calling me Shifty from Crazy Town. Remember Crazy Town? They had that song Butterfly.
Butterfly.
And I'm like,
Crazy
I'll take
Town.
Butterfly.
Yeah.
Shifty's still eating off of Butterfly.
Dude, they still play that on the radio like
Yeah.
daily. You know what I mean? On K-Rock.
He had one good song, but he's eating off that song. I'll take one good song.
Yeah.
Man, you know?
Yeah. Baby Bash, you know, Baby Bash.
I don't know who that dude is. I keep seeing his name.
Baby Bash did that one song.
You don't know Baby Bash?
No. I know the name. Because I always see him on Instagram. Everybody always repost. Is he like fucking big on Instagram or something?
He's Latino.
He's not too known like that, but he
had like one song, like two songs. No, he recently started getting back in the game though, huh?
He did the Cyclone one.
The Cyclone.
Oh, okay.
Move your
I know
body
that
like
song.
the Cyclone.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember that one.
And that's like pretty much what he
Yeah.
got known for.
Yeah.
He blew up off of that one
That
song.
one with the other guy from the Spanish. The Sugar one.
Oh, Sugar, why you get so fly?
Yeah.
That was a good song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That one actually, I think, was a bigger hit.
Yeah, I
than
think that was the one that
Cyclone.
got him
That
out.
was
That
the
was a big
one.
song.
Yeah.
You know who was smart was Flow Rider, man.
Flow Rider.
He stopped even giving a fuck about making albums, and he would just put out one song that would blow up and make
He
him.
was smart.
Yeah.
He went international.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pitbull was and I was in Miami. People don't know Pitbull because all they know is what they see now.
Yeah.
Pitbull was a hard fucking rapper. And Pitbull was big in Miami. He was like a hard little Cuban dude, you know?
Mm.
Now people don't know that because they just see him in Pepsi commercials and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at him. Like,
He's a businessman.
hell
now.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
big
he's
time.
huge now. Him and Flow Rider.
Yeah, I saw him off the 101 over there, going towards Ventura.
Yeah?
In a badass Maybach, man. I was just like
Who,
driving
Pitbull or Flow Rider?
Pitbull.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I turned and I see him. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This dude's fly as
Yeah,
like
man.
Maybach.
There's
He
people who
was
would probably
stunning.
say he sold out and stuff like that, but I'll sell out right now
Oh.
if it's going to get me a Maybach, you know?
Well, it's a resource that
Yeah,
you
people
know.
just talk shit because they don't have
Yes,
it.
That's why
I
they talk
always say
shit,
that.
bro.
That's the biggest thing is
That's real talk.
everybody, they just hate what they aren't, you know?
Yeah.
I got a buddy.
You never know. I mean, you could be in that position and you can sell out and like, oh, now what?
Oh, hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Now they gonna talk shit about you.
Yeah. I'll push whatever you want if you're going to pay me. You give me some free t-shirts, I'll push whatever you want.
Exactly.
So, all right, let me ask you a personal question. The music first or the lyrics first?
For me as a writer, that's my background, lyrics.
Lyrics, and then you basically like carve the music around that.
Well, as far as putting together a song, sometimes it's the melody first, sometimes it's the lyrics, but I'm very big on lyrics. I think lyrics are very important. Some people don't.
And you write your own stuff, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's all original stuff, and I wrote it all, and it's all shit I lived, you know? And that's why I'm very, very passionate about it.
Yeah,
So I place a lot of importance on lyrics.
yeah.
When I'm listening to a song, I like beats and shit like that, but I'm listening to lyrics as a writer, you know?
Yeah. That's one of the things that I listen for is like the beat is hot because now it's about the beat, you know, that's what really gets people pumped.
Yeah.
That like the lyrics are so shitty nowadays, right?
Oh yeah.
But it's about the beat.
Yeah.
But for people that are realists and purists, you know, it's still all about the lyrics because like when my idol was Tupac, still, you know, I would say that. But Tupac could make a bad beat into a hit, you know, based off of the things that he was spit. You listen to what he's talking about, you're like, holy shit, this is dope as hell.
I'm gonna say something you're not gonna like.
Oh no.
Nobody out here is gonna like this. I think Tupac is the most overrated artist of all time.
Overrated.
Not the most overrated rapper of all time. The most overrated artist of all time.
What makes you say that?
I don't think he was that good. I think he was good. Lyrically, he couldn't touch somebody like Biggie. I could give you a dozen rappers better than him lyrically.
Lyrically?
Yeah.
Because
just
style or like words?
Yeah,
rhymes.
words. Yeah,
I don't think he was a lyricist. I think he was the delivery of what he said.
It
like
was his
DMX.
delivery.
Yeah. DMX is not saying anything incredible lyrically, but DMX's fucking delivery had you, like, you know, the way he could spit.
Right. Yeah.
But I also think Tupac had kind of a shitty ear for beats. A lot of Tupac's, I don't think he had great production behind him a lot of times.
I would sincerely like had to agree with that a little bit because I think that some of his songs would have been a lot better, had better beats behind them.
Yeah, I think he had a bad ear.
Yeah, well, I mean, either that or was it the era or was it, like you said, the production team behind them?
Mm-hmm.
But like Pac was a poet, you know what I mean? And his tempo was not like fast. It wasn't about spitting the most or making the most words rhyme. It was more about the message that he wanted to put out there than anything of that. And that's what captured me from him, you know, obviously his delivery and his message and his poetic justice, if you will. You know what I mean? So
here's my other gripe with him too.
What is it?
Is I think he ruined a lot of songs by featuring his shitty boys on there.
Boys.
He always had his fucking boys on every song. They all suck. The Outlaws and stuff.
The Outlaws.
How many songs did the Outlaws ruin?
Outlaws were dope, but it could have been better.
There are a lot of Tupac songs I listen to until his verse is done, and then I turn it off because then one of his no-name boys comes on and it's terrible.
Well, yeah, the Outlaws were dope to me.
Oh, come on.
No, they were dope to me, but they could have been better.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that.
A lot of these,
and I actually do wish like some parts, like damn, I wish Pac would have kept did another verse on this song, and it would have been a little bit better. But you know, I think to him it was about getting his little homies a chance. Yeah, and maybe that was a little bit of a letdown to his own voice getting out there, but. To him, he was a giver, and he was like, "I'll give you a piece of this real estate on this song,"
and I can respect that.
And that's what I know was his purpose, you know.
I think there was a problem with a lot of rappers is they wanted to put their boys on. Nas had the Brave Hearts; they were awful. Eminem had D12; they were terrible. Except for Proof was good, but I think with the exception of 50 and G Unit, most of those extra buddies sucked. You know?
Yeah, G Unit wasn't all that great.
I think all the homies.
Yeah, what happened to Young Buck? You know, like Young Buck and
Young Buck's first album was great, Straight Outta Cashville. I think it's a great album, but the last I heard, that dude did some weird shit that 50 was making. I don't know about Young Buck anymore. Yeah. Lloyd Banks is sick.
Lloyd Banks, is he still around?
I don't know, man. His last thing I know was The Hunger for More 2, and that was a good album. But that was a while ago. That was like more than 5 years ago.
Yeah. If you could feature somebody that's out right now, if you could get up there, when you do get your band up and renowned, who would you like to feature in one of your songs or feature in one of their songs?
I think I would want a girl.
Collaborate with a girl?
Yeah. You know who I just found out about was this girl, Halsey. Is that her name?
Halsey, is that the one? I think she did a song on the last Transformers movie. It was on the soundtrack.
Okay, I heard her on a Post Malone song.
Okay,
it's Post, her, and Future. Future's verse is a throwaway verse. I think he's just on there for the name. You know, his verse is shit. But I like her voice. And I looked her up, and she's fucking hot. So I might go with Halsey at this moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
I'd
that's
also
the
like
one
to
that I'm
bang
talking
BB
about.
Rexa too. So maybe I'd try to get BB Rexa on the track.
BB Rex. Okay. You talk about the ones you want to bang now.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
While we're in the studio, you know.
Get it out, man. Get it out there. Hey, he's coming for you, BB Rex. So be careful, all right? Cool, man. Let me ask you. You're at a good age where you could give a youngin some advice. What advice would you give like a young, 19, 18-year-old, maybe younger, maybe a little bit older, coming up in the music world now?
I think going back to like one of the first questions about just being genuine, man, because you can see it, you know.
Yeah.
And just do what kind of music. That's what I like about our music. Is our music is all kinds of shit happening, and what I really want to do is make an LP. I already have it, thought out. It's gonna be called Pedro, like the city of San Pedro.
Yeah.
After that crazy girl, I'm gonna do it just to fuck with her because she's from Pedro.
Woo,
so I got it all planned out.
No.
If she fucks with me, I'll fuck with her back. But I want just different genres like the Beastie Boys did. Beastie Boys albums, it'd be rap. It was hardcore. It was all different. It was just instrumentals and stuff too.
Well, it opens up the market,
yes.
right?
Yeah. And so, but they did it because they wanted to do it. So that's what I would say to
Yeah.
somebody is, man, just do what kind of music you like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, more ears will be on it.
Mhm.
Obviously, you'll go viral, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking for that
Yeah.
viral.
Just to make shit that sounds like everybody else, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I remember that? Remember when Lex Luger, he produced that Waka Flocka song, Hard in the Paint?
Not familiar.
That was a
with it, to be
big
honest.
song. And then Rick Ross had everybody recruited Lex Luger after that. Because he had these drums. He had these hard drums.
Oh, shit.
And
Lex
then-
Luger, I'm thinking the wrestler right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lex has some really good drums. Like,
Yes, you remember? Those
Yeah.
hard fucking drums.
That's the producer right there talking.
And so Rick Ross jumped on. He did a song called BMF, Blowing Money Fast.
Yep.
And everybody just grabbed Lex Luger. But every song sounded the same, you know?
Because he had the same.
He had one
drum.
beat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's funny. I saw this video where they played like the same like drum loop,
Mm-hmm.
and they out of the same drum loop they made like, I don't know, it was like 20
Yeah.
hit songs
Yeah.
come out. Like they just changed some of the
Yeah,
instruments, and they put that together, and it sounded like a completely different
Yeah.
song, but it was the same drum loop the whole time.
Well, now you're hearing that in country music. I mean, I love country music, and it's turned into pop music, and it's all what's called snap tracks, where every song it's that tempo, and there's a snap on it, you know, and it's just
Gotcha.
like, Jesus, every song sounds the same, man.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Cool.
They're becoming more lazy.
Yeah,
I mean, bottom line, I think that's what it is.
yeah,
now.
but it's all selling. That's the problem. Is people keep eating it up, you know.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, if the artists are getting dumber, I think the audience is getting dumber.
For
You know what
sure,
I mean?
because the audience looks up to the
It
artist.
looks up to him.
So if that dude's a fucking idiot,
What does that make the audience?
yeah,
Fuck.
he's the leader.
Y'all heard that. Pick your game up. Who are you
Yeah,
listening
man.
to? Who are your idols? Makes a big, big impact in your life. So, other than that, I mean, can you tell us about maybe somebody that's impacted your life on the actual like personal level, that a turning point or something?
Yeah, I would say my two exes, Jen and Natty.
Really?
Yeah, who
Damn.
I've name dropped a couple of times.
Like,
Yeah.
so you're not even saying parents, my dad, no, you said it, your two exes.
Yeah, I mean I don't really have parents, and so
Okay.
they're my best friends. They're like my mothers. They take care of me, and so I've written probably like a dozen songs for them, but we've never cut anything because nothing to me is good enough for them. So I've written many songs, and it's crazy because, man, I was so shitty to both of them. I was a shitty boyfriend, I was a shitty husband, but they both just love me, and I don't deserve it. And they both, but they're the two people who have like been with me, and they believe they're the only two people who support me.
Damn.
And yeah, so the two of them, man, I do it for. I want to make both of them proud, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Where do you see yourself in your band let's say 5 years from now?
I see us doing very well because we are doing well now and we're growing, and I think as word gets out, it'll spread, and we're fun, man. We're fun live,
Gotcha.
and it's authentic too. It's like the songs that I write, they're real. If I'm singing about, doing drugs and stuff like that, I'm not promoting that, which I think is a problem in a lot of music these days, is they're promoting that shit. And these kids, it's like, man, I did all that shit, and that shit. When I was doing drugs when I was young, we didn't talk about it. You were embarrassed of it. So if you and I were getting high together, we talked about it, but we didn't tell her about it. You know what I mean? Because we were embarrassed of it. But now they're pushing it like it's cool, and it's not fucking cool.
It's really not, and it's the reason why a lot of young teens are fucking committing suicide or getting these anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
It's like an epidemic with anxiety. These youngsters, we didn't used to hear about anxiety attacks in teenagers us growing up at all, because we spent our time outside, not inside on a screen. Yeah. So it's come to change the way, like, even our chemical makeup in our brain is.
Yeah, that's why these kids, man, all this music these days, I hear this music and everybody's just like crying and shit. Like everybody's sad and stuff.
Yeah, talking about some sad shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, you're from some artists. I'm like, you're 17.
Or
fuck have you lived?
Yeah. Or they're just talking about sex.
Yeah.
And now you got all these teens wanting to have sex.
Yeah.
Because that's what's cool.
We had to work for that shit when I was a kid, man. I remember one kid stole that Playboy with China. Remember China from WWE?
Oh my god.
She looked good in that issue though.
Yeah.
One kid stole it and we just passed. You had it for a week and then it was my turn and shit like that. It's not like that anymore, man.
Dude, I remember trying to get my hands on that one.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was a big WWF. It was WWF back then, and China. What?
She looked good, and you didn't expect it.
Yeah,
you know what's the good one was? Remember Sable and Tori Wilson? I had that one. That was a good issue.
Yeah, he took you way back on that one. Damn.
We're showing our age with that one.
Yeah, no doubt. Cool, man. Let me ask you, what is success to you? What is success to you, or what would that look like? Success is it's different to everybody.
I want a bunch of money, to be honest.
Okay.
To live the life that I want to live and buy the things I want to buy and provide. I don't have a family, but maybe one day, and to take care of them and stuff. I don't care about fame. That doesn't do anything for me.
Gotcha.
Because I go out to. It's been like this for years. If I go out to a bar, I always have dudes wanting to buy me. Everybody thinks I'm an athlete. I just look like a generic athlete. Fucking hockey player, baseball player, or some shit. So
I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it. Yeah.
So when I can't go anywhere without somebody buying me drinks, and it's already kind of like, oh, that's cool. I don't need more of it, I just want money to buy my house somewhere, maybe not in California, because this state, man, Jesus.
Texas is shit.
Hell yeah.
Everything, man.
I would love to buy a house in California, but I just feel like I'm throwing my money away.
Right.
So I'd probably buy a house in Vegas.
But I mean, it's about location. You're really paying for the location more than the actual house itself.
I know, man, but I'm still like, when you live in Houston, Texas, and you see where money go, like how far money will get you, to buy $1 million house in Long Beach, that's one store, that's 1,200 square feet or some shit, and I know. I'd rather go to Vegas and just buy a mansion next to Conor McGregor,
Yeah. Cool, man. And talking about athletes, are there any that you like, that you follow, or what are your sports of interest?
Football and mixed martial arts, man. I love mixed martial arts.
Cool.
We got that Nate Diaz fight coming up soon. That's gonna be awesome.
Who do you follow on UFC?
McGregor's a hero of mine, man, because I'm Irish. He's Irish.
Is that right? Okay, you're Irish.
And I mean, that dude made something out of nothing, man. He's a big believer in the law of attraction and just projecting things and they'll come true. And that dude, man, I mean, look what he's done, man. He's incredible,
Yeah,
so
he's a wild one, man. He's got some wild shit.
The thing is, he's had some trouble in the last few years, but it's like, how do you stay hungry when you've made that much money and you've gotten that much fame? When you watch old Conor McGregor videos where he's talking about being motivated and stuff, that motherfucker was hungry. And then once you've made $100 million, you're not hungry anymore, dude, It's like you can't get complacent. That's one of the things. That's why I don't date, because if I'm dating a girl and we're fighting, that's fucking with me. That's messing up my work, right?
Yeah.
But also if everything's good, that's fucking up my work too, because it makes me complacent. Because on a Saturday night, it's, hey, I want to be with her. And that's a nice thing to want to be with her, but I'm not doing my work, you know?
I agree. Yeah. I mean, it could set you back some.
Yeah.
And it depends. Like having that balance with a relationship is a real challenge.
Yeah, and I don't know if I can find that balance, so I choose not to try and just do this, you know?
You just focus on your career right now.
Yeah, I get too sidetracked, man. I mean, women and alcohol are like my two favorite things, dude. So I got to kind of chill out with both, you know?
We're on the same boat with that one, man. It's crazy. So, what's your take? You know, I hate to get political and shit, right? But what is your take on like Trump or some shit? Like where the country's at, and where do you see it going with all this like talk about impeachment and all that crazy shit? Do you care about that type of stuff? Is that something you think about? Does it bother you? Does it not?
I try not to think too much because there's nothing I can do about it.
Okay.
So that's kind of a philosophy of mine. I don't get upset about something I have no part in, because why am I going to let something affect me?
Good.
If I can't, you know what I mean?
Good.
So, I mean, Trump's fucking funny. I don't give a... We can all agree. Trump says some funny fucking shit.
Fucking clown, man. Fucking clown.
So, I don't know, man. I mean, it really doesn't have anything to do with me. So it's like, I got a buddy who's super political. And like a while back, I had to tell him to stop sending me stuff, because he would send me stuff like articles, and he'd be all, man. I was like, dude, if it's not about music or the gym, I don't give a shit, man.
Like, stop sending me.
Yeah, because it's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
man, you know.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So I don't mean to be ignorant. Denzel Washington had a good quote where he said, "If you don't follow the news, you're uninformed. If you follow the news, you're misinformed." Which is so true in this day and age, you know?
Dude, that's good. That's a good one. No,
yeah.
I
don't believe any of the shit in the news, you know? So it's just like, I just choose, I gotta take care of myself, man. Trump's not paying my fucking rent, you know? Nobody's paying, I gotta take care of that shit.
Nah, that's, like you said, it's out of your control.
Mm-hmm.
So, with your band, what's your next show? Or tell our listeners here where they could see you live.
We're playing Petey's Place in Tarzana this Sunday, a couple days from now. So the Valley is weird to play. Valley's fun. You get some good audiences and stuff, but it's an older crowd typically.
Okay.
I prefer to play like South LA, where you get like a younger crowd. And you also get, if you're in the Valley, it tends to just be, it's mostly white. It's mostly middle-aged white dudes in the Valley who are at the shows.
Middle-aged.
And like,
hey, but they got the money.
Yeah, but they're not gonna. They don't want me to pop my shirt off, you know.
You gotta bring that merch, man.
So when we play like South LA and I get like some young Hispanic girls and shit, that's where I kind of thrive, you know what I mean? So we got that, Tarzana, and then October we got 2 shows in Long Beach. One's 49ers Tavern. I think it's on October 12th, maybe, or 13th. It's that weekend. We got a few other shows. We got Yuri's Records in Southgate in November. So we have like a handful soon, but I can't remember them offhand. But the next one's Petey's Place in a couple of days.
Cool, man. That sounds great. Now, I have to ask you the traditional question, the Enve question that we ask all the music acts that come in here. And it's this. If your house was on fire, where you stay at, where you live at, you could only take 3 things with you out of that burning building.
Okay.
What are the 3 things that you would take with you?
My cat Jenny is first.
Okay, cat Jenny.
Yeah. Number 2 would be my first pair of cowboy boots.
Your first pair of cowboy boots. Do they still fit you?
Yeah, they fit, but they're
Okay.
fucked up.
Okay.
But the Texas flag. So those are important to me. Those are important to me because we had no money. Me and my ex-girlfriend Natty, the one who I mentioned earlier, who's like my mother.
Okay.
We had no money, and she went and bought me that pair of cowboy boots, and so they're special to me. And then 3 would be well, my laptop costs a lot of money, so I don't. Yeah. It's not like sentimental, but that was pretty expensive.
Yeah. So there you have it.
No, let me not do the laptop because I can replace that.
Okay. Do you have an iCloud or cloud where you have all your shit?
I think so, right?
Yeah.
Probably. So, okay, I'll say a painting of Hank Williams, the country artist I was talking about, then my boy Marvin. Marvin, his Instagram handle is Marvin Reyes Art.
Okay.
And he's fucking sick, man. He's in Miami. He did the cover art for our EP. And he's an amazing artist, and he did a painting for me of Hank Williams, so I would take that too.
Damn. Okay, so it'd be those three things:
Those three
your cat
things.
Jenny,
Yep.
a pair of cowboy boots, and a painting from your boy
Marvin Reyes Art. Yep.
Reyes Art. You know, did
And
you
I'm
guys
like,
notice?
We'll leave that girl that's fucking asleep in the bedroom. You know?
And the fact that you're unattached to your phone. You know, we'd had Axe in here. That's like first thing. My phone.
I don't give a shit about my phone, man.
And
I don't even want my phone, dude.
Yeah, that's
it's nothing but trouble.
Yeah,
man.
that's how I know you're from a different era, man.
Yeah, right. Because I remember not having a phone, man.
Fuck no, man.
I don't
pay
need a phone.
phones. You know.
I shut.
We had beepers.
Yeah.
Beepers.
Yeah, beepers.
It was like
two ways.
couple weeks ago. I texted my ex, and because she texted me, so I just didn't want her to be worried. So I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna shut off my phone for a few days. I just don't want to deal with my phone anymore." And she was like, "Okay, you know." I told her just so she wouldn't worry. But yeah, I just shut off I just didn't want that fucking thing, you know.
Well, now they have it like this thing is called like a social media detox, where it's like you won't log on to any social media for like a week or a month. Like you set your little thing, and it's like to clear your mind, you know, and de-stress and all that. Or, well, you know, people that have a lot of money, they'll have like retreats where they go to a log cabin in the woods for like a whole week, cut all communication off, and that's extremely beneficial.
It's good, man.
Yeah, that's huge.
Well, that's why they say don't post on Instagram on the weekends, because a lot of people take the weekends off from Instagram.
Oh, I mean, I haven't heard that, because I'm actually like my business revolves around social media, so that's.
I had some people tell me that's crazy, dude. You know.
Yeah.
But I noticed it because like I notice girls, let's say, who will post a story, multiple stories, Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends I'm like, this girl's got no stories. What's going on?
And most stuff is supposed to be happening on the weekend, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't see none of it.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I think it's almost like natural, like, because I think I post less on the weekends. Now that you mention it, but even though that I'll still like be on it, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely less on it.
Yeah.
For the weekends.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Tell our listeners, you know, our viewers here, where can they find your music, and give them some handles.
The SoundCloud is soundcloud.com/Chucky Mota. And then Instagram is Joe Damian, DAMIAN music. And we're on iTunes, Spotify, CD Baby with the Long Beach, Texas EP. So yeah, all that stuff, man. I don't really like social media, but you gotta have that shit.
You gotta have it if you want to, you know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, dude.
Damn.
I don't really. Do you enjoy it?
I
enjoy it. You're emailing me more than being on your social media.
Yeah, that's how I'm old, man.
I was like, wait a minute.
I'm sitting at my desktop emailing you.
Yeah.
With my floppy disk.
I was wondering why you were emailing me more. I was like, hold on, I think this is the same guy from my Instagram.
Yeah, that's what I do, man.
He's more of a classic, you know, way.
I'll call you from my house phone.
He said house phone, wow.
Which is not a wireless, by the way.
No,
it's
got the fucking long thing. I can take it to my bedroom so my mom's not paying
the
attention.
little curl cord.
Yeah.
Rotary phone.
Yup.
Damn, that's cool, man. Well, do you have any questions for Enve Records? Anything that, you know, or anything else that you feel you want to get out while you're still here?
I got a question for you.
Sure.
Top five albums of all time.
Top 5 albums of all time?
Not in order, because that's tough to figure that out.
Tough.
So just give me your top 5 of all time.
Ooh, man, they'll probably all be Pac. Nah, but definitely.
Pac, you only need the greatest hits. And even then, you only really need disc 2, I think.
No. Pac would be the Better Days album.
Okay.
Because that's the one that really got me started on my rap career. Like when I got into rap really tough, I would say definitely Pac, and I would say Metallica, because I was a metalhead. You know.
Which album?
I would say Ride the Lightning.
Okay.
Ride the Lightning. Oh, Metallica's tough too, because they're They're incredible. From there, I would say Seven Dust. I don't know if you heard of Seven Dust. Yeah, there's a self-titled album, and that one is funny because I saw a commercial, and it was playing the song "Denial," and it was like advertising that they had it on Kmart.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, and that was I'm like, I gotta tell my parents I gotta go to Kmart to pick this up. You know, from there I would say Biggie, Life After Death.
Okay, you take that over Ready to Die? It's a tough one.
It's tough, yeah. But definitely on my roll to jams, on my playlist, in my car. And Marley, man, Greatest Hits, Bob Marley.
Okay.
Greatest Hits. Yeah, I would say definitely gotta have Marley.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I pray, like when I pray, like I do prayers right every morning. I actually reminisce on and ask guidance from souls that have passed on.
Mm-hmm.
I have like my pantheon of people that I acknowledge every morning, and Pocket Marley actually on that list.
Oh, that's
people.
nice, man. Yeah, that's good.
And so yeah, major love out to them.
That's a good list, man.
Yeah,
it's
diverse.
Yeah, it's a good
diverse.
list. Yeah.
I more listen to classical, man. Pachelbel, Beethoven.
Yeah, nice, dude.
Yeah,
But that's the way it's like. You're a music head, so you should be open to all that shit. You know, that's the problem is kids these days, they're not, man.
They're not.
But that's all the great artists, man. Listen to different stuff.
Fuck yeah. It just opens your mind, like we talked about this earlier. Opens your mind up.
Yeah.
To a whole new world every time.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
And actually studies have shown that people that speak 2 languages or more actually more intelligent people.
Yeah.
You know, and it's because you're able to see different perspectives of things, you know, than a one-track mind type of deal.
Yeah.
So that's also interesting. So people, get out there and learn a new language. It will make your mind and your whole life grow. So, yeah, man. Hey, major pleasure to have you in the studio,
fun,
man. Dude.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, next time you drop an album or LP, EP, gotta get you back on here. And I'm definitely gonna take a look at Long Beach, Texas. And
you guys gotta come out to that show.
Give you a review on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, Enve, let's hit that show up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
49. Have you been to 49ers Tavern? It's on like it's on PCH. PCH, kind of where it meets like Bellflower and 7th, that whole split section right there.
Yeah.
Not too far from Gaslamp.
Yeah, no, I've never been there before.
Yeah, okay.
I'll go check it out though.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Cool, man.
I gotta play Pine, man.
Yeah, send us the info.
Yeah, if I play Pine, man.
You gotta play the Roxy, man, and the Troubadour.
Hell yeah. We played the Rainbow Room.
Okay.
That was cool. Yeah.
Whiskey a Go-Go.
Yeah, that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah,
man.
you'll be there. I know you will.
I'll tell you the room I want to play the most though is Alex's bar here in Long Beach. Because Alex's bars were like every Sublime played that bar, so I just want to be on the same stage as them. I think it'd be amazing, man.
Yeah, you'll feel the energy as soon as you get there.
Yeah,
those type of energies don't die, man. They just keep going on.
Yeah, for sure.
With time, with the eons of time, man. So that's real cool. Well, yo, man, Joe, bro. Mad love, bro. Yeah, man. It was a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Special talent. And thank you guys, the listeners, the viewers. Every week, right here, your show, your motherfucking place, Friday Night Lights at Enve Studios. Let's go.